up, guys? Welcome back to Patch.
Welcome back.
We have a comparison for y'alls. They both look kind of similar because they both have holes, but the price is not very similar.
Yeah, so today we're looking at the G-Wolf Skoll versus the Ultralight 2 by Finalmouse.
Yes.
So
$120
versus
$70 or $75. I think somewhere around there.
Yeah, depends on the sales. Depends on the site you're going to.
Off the box and just the packaging, the Skoll is 100%
yeah.
better.
Packaging is much better than the Skoll.
And it's cheaper, so it's like, come on, Finalmouse.
So this is what we're looking at. I mean, as far as comparing the
shape,
the actual shape and the size.
Yeah. Look at how much longer that is, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. So just something to note out the gate, the Ultralight 2, completely out of stock everywhere. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to find it except from a third party and resellers. But yeah, very, very much smaller, and then it's actually gonna be an ambidextrous, but not true ambidextrous because it's only got the buttons on the left side there. This guy is gonna be very, very ergonomic. So large hump on the right side, only for right-handed users. Probably could use it left-handed, be really weird, but you can do it. You can do it.
No, dude, that's weird, man. But yeah, so the shape, I mean, obviously the Skoll is way bigger, and I would say it's 100% geared towards palm gripping, you know? I mean, you can fingertip and claw grip with it, but it just doesn't feel as comfortable for me. So that's just my opinion, but like I would think most people would agree. Yeah. Especially since the hump on this left side right here is just so much. There's just so much hump, man. Yeah. The humps. You know what I'm saying? The humps. God, my humps. No, I'm sorry.
So disappointed.
But yeah, no. So obviously, I would recommend this for palm grip users. And the size of your hand, I would say it's small to medium, large. For my hands, it's almost kind of hanging off. So if you have a larger hand, my hand is 174 millimeters long. So if you're around 180 and a larger, then your fingers will probably hang off the Skoll. So just watch out for that. Yeah, exactly. So, but that's not very comfortable. The Finalmouse Ultralight 2.
There's no palm in this mouse unless you got some tiny hands.
Real tiny. If you're like 8 years old, then you should be able to palm. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we would recommend that you fingertip grip or claw grip with this mouse. It just feels incredible, and I don't like. It feels a little bit. I feel a little bit more in control when I fingertip with this small mouse. Yeah. Like at first, I didn't like it at all, but like I got used to it. So
it does take some getting used to having a mouse that's this small. Yeah. It's like you're used to them like in the library when they got those like really cheap mice at like the schools and stuff, but like nothing that's like actually quality. So this was definitely a weird sort of getting used to it, but I mean, a couple games you'll get used to it quick. Yeah. So moving on to the weight. Ultralight 2, of course, weighing in at 47 grams. On our scale is around 49.50. Yes. But that's just due to the core. The Skoll weighs in at 66 grams, just 1 gram lighter than the Model. So that's like a 20 gram difference here, which is crazy. The Skoll feels like a brick. Model feels like a brick compared to the Ultralight 2. It's nuts. Yeah. It's honestly nuts.
But I mean, weight isn't super important. They both feel super light, and once you play with both of them for like a couple of hours, you get used to it. So weight isn't super important to us, but we're just telling you guys if it is important to you.
It is definitely a difference. You'll notice the difference holding the two side by side. So now moving on to the glides. The Ultralight 2 is rocking a Hyperglide-like feel, which is just a hair under the Model O as far as like performance goes.
But like that's just very nitpicky.
Exactly.
And like the Skoll is pretty much the same. It's freaking incredible. Like this slides a lot.
For stock glides,
both of them are incredible. So they're very quick, and I would say they're around the same. And obviously, if you're using a hard pad like me, super fast.
Extremely
fast. So if you want more control, obviously you probably want to use like a softer pad. But anyways, we'll tie it up there for the glides.
Yeah. So the next category is going to be the buttons / scroll wheel. Both feel really, really nice.
Yeah, but for some reason, now that I click these, why does the Skoll feel like mushy compared to this?
It's the Finalmouse. That's what I was going to mention. The Finalmouse, the Finalmouse Ultralight 2, just the left and right clicks on these are the best I've seen in a mouse. Yeah. Out of all of the ones we've reviewed.
No, I really like my ST though.
Really?
ST is really nice, but this has to be like top two.
This is my personal favorite for left and right clicks. It feels good. It's super tactile.
I mean,
the Skoll still feels good.
It still feels good, but it feels a little bit mushier compared to this. That's crazy. I think maybe the spring or whatever they're using is a little bit harder or like a little bit tighter in the Finalmouse, so like kind of like rebounds back faster.
Super precise.
So like this, it like, I don't know, it just feels a little bit mushier for some reason. Even though the Skoll is not, it's still a really nice mouse, 1 and 2 mouse button.
Yeah.
Like it's still nice, but like this is just incredible. I love it. So there's the mouse 1 and 2 there. The side buttons, they're both easy to press. I would say the Finalmouse has more travel distance, but what's lighter to press? I would say they're both around the same.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, but travel distance is a little bit more, and it protrudes out a little bit more in the Finalmouse as well. So it's gonna be a little bit easier to press in the Finalmouse.
And then the scroll wheel actually feels really, really good on the Skoll. I like it a lot better than the Finalmouse. That was the one downfall that we mentioned in our review.
Yeah.
Is there's a little bit of resistance moving the mouse wheel forward as opposed to backwards feels really fine.
Oh, we don't know if it's just ours, but you know, that's
definitely nitpicking, but it's something notable that we have to go over in this.
Yes, and then of course the DPI button is on the bottom for the Skoll. The DPI button for the Finalmouse is on top.
Yes. And there's no software to change it on the Finalmouse, whereas on the Skoll we've got some software for it where we can change and rebind some of the buttons on here to our heart's content. And moving on to the cord. Cord feels good on both of these. Honestly, you won't notice the cord on either of these when you're playing. Yeah. The only thing is the Ultralight 2 will move around when I move the cord like this, but it's not a huge thing. It's mainly because this is 20 grams lighter.
Yes, but I feel like the Skoll bends over a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So like if you're really nitpicky, the Skoll feels a little bit better as far as like not feeling the cord at all.
Exactly.
But the Finalmouse still feels nice.
And we can only notice that because we have the two side by side.
Yeah.
You really won't notice it at home.
Exactly.
As far as build quality goes, I'm gonna give it to the Ultralight 2.
Yes.
The Skoll, just the build quality feels kind of cheap. The material they used on there. It's got this weird sort of grainy texture, which actually provides a good grip, but it just feels cheap in the hand.
Yeah, 100%. The Ultralight 2, it has more of that finish that we're familiar with, that we've seen from like Logitech, like the G Pro Wireless G903. It feels great. I like this color as well. This is a cool color.
Yeah, color combination is good.
Yeah.
And you're paying a premium price, you get a premium product, and you definitely get that.
Exactly.
You definitely get that with Finalmouse.
Yeah.
So moving on to durability, no issues to speak of on either. Honestly, the durability's been great. You can't push it in like people were concerned with the sort of honeycomb pattern that you can push
Some
it in.
people were saying that in the comments, but I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
In like the side walls or anything, people were saying it's like weak in the structure. I don't feel anything, so it feels great to me. And some people were saying that for the sensor there were some debounce issues in the Skoll, but apparently that's been fixed. I haven't had any issues with mine, but that's been fixed obviously with this firmware update. So
with the software for this mouse, it'll come with a firmware update, so you just install those and you're good to go. Fixes all the issues that they were having like out the gate. Yeah, so the sensor feels very, very similar between both of them. It's honestly, you're not going to notice a difference. It's your standard gaming mouse sensor. They're really very similar. Both super precise mice. Both ready to go when you plug it in. Yes. So they're plug and play. Software is optional, which is nice. As far as RGB goes, Skoll wins. Skoll wins by far. It actually has RGB, which
and
is
it's awesome.
And the RGB is great.
My favorite RGB in any mouse. You know what I'm saying?
It's got this sick underglow effect on it, which is really, really cool.
It's incredible. And of course, you can scroll through it by clicking the bottom button here on the right. And you can scroll through like the different features of the RGB.
Or optionally through the software. Ultralight 2, absolutely none. No software, no RGB. But still a good mouse nonetheless. Yes. Skoll obviously is going to beat it out in that category.
Wrapping things up, obviously for price, if you're looking for the cheaper mouse and you're trying to save money but you still want a good mouse, the Skoll is an awesome option. You can definitely get this. But overall, we would say we like the Ultralight 2 a little bit better.
Yeah, Ultralight 2 is definitely a little bit better. Pay a higher price point, but you get a quality mouse. It's worth a shot.
Yes.
Definitely takes a little bit of getting used to with the the actual like size of it. It's very small, but the Skoll is still a really, really solid pick. It's good for palming. You can fingertip it if you've got some larger hands. But both are good choices. There's no real bad choice here. Just the Ultralight 2 feels a little bit nicer in our opinion.
And the clicks are a little bit nicer as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And you have the infinity skins to customize the fit and the size.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah.
If you want, you know.
Yeah.
But not everyone's first choice to do, you know.
But yeah, that's actually going to wrap it up for this video. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about both of these. What's your selection between the two? But that wraps it up for this one, and we'll see you guys in the next one.